Apologies. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ordinary Council meeting of the 21st of November 2023 for the Wellington Shire. Members of the public gallery should note that Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also archived and may be published on Council's website for viewing by the public or used for publicity or information purposes. At the appropriate times during the meeting, members of the gallery may address the Council, at which time their image, comments or submissions will be recorded. Members of the public who are not in attendance at the Council meeting but who wish to communicate with the Council via the online web form should lodge their questions or comments early in the meeting to ensure that their submissions can be dealt with at the end of the meeting. Please could gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our deep respects to the elders past, present and future and acknowledge their ongoing cultural and spiritual connections to their land and waters. We have no apologies tonight. Do we have any declarations of conflicts of interest? No? Could I have item 3.1, adoption of minutes of previous meetings? Someone to move that, please. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the Ordinary Council meeting of the 8th of November 2023.
And seconded by Councillor Rossetti. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Happy with that, Councillor Wood?
Thank you, Mayor.
Item 4, business arising from previous meetings, we have none. Item 5, acceptance of late or urgent items, we have none. Item 6, notices of motion, we have none. Item 7.2, outstanding petitions, we have none. Receipt of petition for Cobains Feedlot. If someone could move that, please.
I'm happy to move that, Mayor.
Councillor Marr.
I move that Council receive the attached petition outlining concerns about odour and pollution from privately owned feedlots in Cobains.
And seconded by Councillor Stevens. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Now, I invite anyone from the gallery, if they'd like to come up and talk about the petition, please come forward, state your name, and you have 3 minutes to address Council.
Lived in the area all my life. I'm probably one of the oldest families in the area. This is a major concern of us. Because the smell is not a normal rural smell. It's methane, it's rotten. I've taken it up with PPA and other people which we've had reports from, and PPA, I don't know whether you've got the latest report from them, but it's since been out and made people with concern, 35 Cobains State Road, put in holding pens at the bottom of the paddocks. Now, to stop runoff going into the drain. Now, all this is going to do is enhance the smell. This already made an impact on a plantation of gum trees which are 80 odd years old. You can see them dying. Samantha's been out, have a look, and she's recognised the fact too. So we've got impact on the plantation dying, we've got impact against Cobains Primary School, the smell. We can't put our clothes out on the clothesline because of the southerly wind, and we can't open the windows of our house. Now, there's 2 families, 3 families closer than us that are getting impacted from this. Currently we have 130 head in one paddock, 20 metres from the road. Because no one's classing this as a legal feedlot, one big paddock, 130 head, let's put some dividers in it, and all of a sudden we've got separate paddocks. We haven't got any grass area in between, and they've just got another paddock there vacant, which you could put another 45 head on, which looks like they've already started to do that. They're not letting them out at night. Their grain truck comes on a Tuesday and a Thursday. They're locked up 24/7, which anyone here in this room that's about this will vouch for that. So you know, until this setback and whatever, and this 1 in a 100-year flood zone. Well, I videoed the other day with 150 metres, the complete paddock underwater, cattle standing in water. You know, like that's animal cruelty at its best. So it's yeah, no, I don't honestly know what we can do or how much further we can go with this, but I'll sort of got wits end on it, and I'm just relying on you to come up with a decision, because we've had one family leave the district because of the impact and worry on this matter, and she's quite openly discussed it. She approached council about it, and no one could give her a direct answer, so she got them sold. We're sitting now between the feedlots and the closest house, which is probably 20 metres, they've constructed undercover cattle yards. Now, we've already have to put up with cattle locked up day and night and bellowing. This is just going to enhance the problem. So that's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Jeff.
And the lady that's their French has been affected, she's got respiratory problems, and it's a letter here from her doctor, and this is a worrying time for her.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, if you could just pass that on to Chris, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak to petition? No? Just for the petitioner's knowledge, what we do, as I explained earlier, is we accept the petition tonight, and then we'll come back to you in 4 weeks' time with an answer once we do some research on that.
I was just going to add, Mayor, some of the petitioners may be aware the council itself is already in discussions with the EPA and with Department of Ag around this, so we may be able to get some answers sooner than that, and as soon as we do, we'll certainly action this as quickly as we can.
Thank you, everyone. You can stay around for the meeting, or you're able to leave now. Thank you. Item 8, invite addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Do we have any? Councillor Mackenzie.
Thank you. Violence in our community is unacceptable. From Friday, November 24, is the start of 16 days of activism. I hope I said that right. 16 days of activism against gender-based violence is a national campaign that recognises and raises awareness regarding family and gender-based violence. So why is Wellington Shire Council part of this national campaign? Sadly, I'm going to have to provide our community with the hard facts. Wellington Shire Council is ranked number 4 out of the 79 LGAs in Victoria for reported family violence and gender-based violence incidents. In 2022, Victoria Police reported that for every 100,000 residents in Wellington, they will receive 2,827 incidents, call-outs of family and gender-based violence. This was extracted from the Criminal Statistics Agency in 2023. 1 in 3 women in Victoria will be a victim of gender-based violence, sometimes hospitalisation, lifelong injury or fatality are the result. This was extracted from the Victorian Government in 2023. If we applied the above Victorian data metrics to our council as an employer, the stats are sobering. The current endorsed Wellington Gender Equality Action Plan 2021-25 states that council employ over 300 women. The 1 in 3 ratio suggests that 100 women working for council will either be a victim or were a victim of family and gender-based violence. This is 100 women too many. These statistics affect every one of us, irrespective of it, if we are a father, mother, woman, men, non-binary, local leaders, co-workers, friends, aunties, uncles, grandparents, employees and employers. Gender-based violence is often cumulative, silent and sadly, as seen recently with the death of 5 women in 10 days, fatal. The most effective way to reduce or stop family and gender-based violence is through prevention and awareness. National and state governments have committed to an increase in strategic funding, campaigning and collaboration to reduce family and gender-based violence. At Wellington Shire, the Social Connection and Inclusion team is participating and co-facilitating the 2023 16 Days of Activism Let's Chat About Ending Gender Violence campaign. Council, along with local agencies, services, businesses and leaders, are coming together to raise awareness. All councillors, Rossetti, Marr, Stevens, Wood, Tatterson, By, Ripper, Mackenzie, Crosley, along with council management, remain vigilant in reducing violence within our community. As to be rated number 4 out of 79 council as the worst in the state is unacceptable, and we'll do all within our powers to work with all levels of government and other bodies to improve the safety of our community. To our Wellington community, stay safe and report violent behaviour. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie.
Councillor Mackenzie.
Do we have Councillor Stevens?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. On the 11th of November, I went to the Woodside Primary School and represented the council at the 150th anniversary of the Woodside Primary School. And I'd just like to congratulate the President of the School Council, Travis Dillo, and the Acting Principal, and Andrea Elliott. I was going to call her Andrea Folk because she's a local girl, but she's now Elliott, Andrea Elliott, for the work that they did to put on the 150th celebrations. It was a really great day. They'd done a tremendous amount of work. There was a great crowd there. And in fact, I found out that the school actually started privately 2 years before that. So that's an amazing record for a small rural community for the fact that they've been able to keep that school going for so long. And what's even more exciting for them, I think they've got 43 students this year. And next year they're going to have 10 new preps, so they worked out they're going to have 47 students next year. So that's a fantastic effort for the Woodside and district community. The only adverse thing was you can do everything but control the weather, and the fact that we almost got blown out to Woodside Beach was just a bit unfortunate. But yeah, a great day. Congratulations to all the people connected to the Woodside Primary School, and it was great to go out and represent council, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Item 9, questions on notice. We have none. Item 10, Mayor and Councillor Report, October 2023. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. Move that the Mayor and Councillors' report be noted.
And seconded by Councillor Crosley by whisker, I think. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Ripper.
Thank you, Mayor. On the 10th of October, Mayor By, Councillors Crosley, Marr and Wood attended the Aqua Energy Redevelopment sod turning event in Sale. On the 12th of October, Councillor Tatterson attended the 2023 MAV Annual Conference and Dinner in Melbourne. On the 13th of October, Councillor Crosley attended the official opening of the Boysdale Stables at Boysdale. On the 26th of October, Councillor Mackenzie attended Locksport to give out a thank you visit to the businesses owners of Locksport, and as you will note that they had severe bushfires in that area. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ripper. Item 11.1, the Youth Council Mayor's Report. Chloe, would you like to come forward?
Okay, we're not going to start the conversation of how this is going to be the last time yet, so we're not going to bring that up yet. Good evening, councillors, and again I'm here to present the third and final Youth Council report for 2023. And I can say that a lot has happened in the last time that we wrote this report, or the last report. We officially opened the 2023 Wellington Youth Art Prize. And again, a special thank you to Mayor, Councillor By, Councillor Crosley and Councillor Ripper for attending that night. We had 75 attendees, including all 3 winners, that were on hand to receive their prizes. It was an awesome evening of art and music, and we had over 250 votes for the People's Choice Award, and the exhibition was up for almost 5 weeks. In the September school holidays, half of our youth council attended a cultural awareness training run by GLAWAC, and it was a lovely day where we learnt more about the culture of the Gunai Kurnai people and the land that we live on. Individual members of our Youth Council have been busy helping and advertising different groups within our community. For example, 3 of our youth councillors attended Maffra Secondary College's Wellbeing Festival. 2 of our youth councillors took part in the Access and Inclusion Audit Workshop for council, ensuring that youth voice was counted in working to make sure that services are accessible across our shire. And we have also advertised on a campaign aimed for young people for Gippsland Family Violence Alliance. And the 16 days of activism and have reached out for a youth voice and is planning their event in Sale this Friday. And we are aiming on helping out with a small music stage for young local artists to perform at the Clock Tower. Wellington Shire Council Park Officer Tracy Parker came to our Youth Council meeting to have a yarn to us about the Parks Week for next year and how we can get involved. So far we've planned and brainstormed the idea of a colour run to run as part of next year's events and aiming at activating our open spaces that aren't usually activated. In October, you may remember, we were all ready to go for our Upswing Festival, but then Mother Nature had other ideas with bushfires and floods, which was fun and wreaked havoc across our community. But we are still working hard on making sure Upswing doesn't go missed. And our new date is set for the 12th of December. And we are hoping to see some of you attend this year. We are also now at the pointy head of the recruitment for 2024. And our youth councillors have been amazing at speaking at our local assemblies at local schools about what youth council is and promoting who we are. We have our annual planning camp from the 1st of December, and it is a great chance for the 2024 new crew to meet, get to know each other, and just have a bit of fun before another big year of council. Overall, this year has been massive. From planning events and things not going the way we wanted, and Mother Nature just deciding to step in and do a few things, there have been many ups and downs. But our youth councillors have been providing young people with many opportunities, and over the years, I've seen this firsthand. As you might know, I've been on youth council now since 2018, with a break here and there, but it's been a long time. I started when I was 16 years old, and I'm now 21. It's been absolutely amazing, to say the least. I've seen myself grow, and I've seen those around me grow as well. To think back to when I was 16, I would not be half the person I was without youth council. I would never have found what my passions were in life. I would never have met my fiancé, for example, and I would never have started our family, which we are expecting our first in March. I cannot say thank you enough to the council for the opportunity of youth council for a start. This is on here, this is me just going off now. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for giving our young people the voice and giving us this opportunity and supporting our young people. And thank you again.
Thank you. Can I assign a move close report? Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the Youth Councillors' report, the Youth Councillors' quarterly report be moved. Yeah.
And seconded by Councillor Ripper. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. And Chloe, thank you for that fantastic report. And the fact that you met your fiancé at Youth Council, that is just amazing. So personally, it's been a big thing for you. And I'd just like to thank you for all the time you've put in. You've been an amazing youth mayor, you really have, and you should be very proud of yourself. And also the other youth councillors, an incredible group, and it'll be pretty hard to fill your shoes, Chloe. So I hope things go well for you, And if you can just pass on to the other members of your group that we're very fortunate to have such a wonderful group of young people. Thank you very much.
Well done, Chloe. Thank you. Thanks, Chloe. Great 5 years. Item 12, Delegates Reports. Do we have any? Oh, I think Councillor Tedison was first.
Thank you, Mayor. On last Thursday, I attended the seats meeting at the Department of Transport in Traralgon, which was a really good day. There was a number of presentations. There was a presentation on virtual fencing, which up in coastal New South Wales, they've run some trials with virtual fencing and showing significant reductions in animals being hit. So they're seeking more funding from either the insurance industry or government to try and improve the health and expand that trial so they can get some more solid data. There were National Heavy Vehicle Regulator presentations, and of great interest was Department of Transport did a presentation on Princess Highway west of Narnagoon, which I've sent round to the councillors and senior management. But of particular interest is while we drive to Melbourne and you see those speed reductions, I wasn't aware, and I'm sure a lot of our community weren't aware of some of the planning that has been done so far around improvements to that section of highway where they've got reasonably significant crash history, and they're certainly looking at ways of improving that section of road and getting it back up to a reasonable speed. The other things, seats have written to local members, of particular interest to most of us, around the Traralgon bypass, which has been shelved for a period of time. So they've raised the importance of the Traralgon bypass, the Bensdale Mitchell River Bridge duplication, our own roundabout at the Maffra-Sale Road on the Sale alternate truck route to make that a bit safer. We still have a number of vehicles using that route. Your Google sends you that way. And so just making that route a bit safer. So advocating for funding for that bypass. And the other key one was a bypass around Leongatha, a heavy vehicle bypass around Leongatha. So it was a good day with the Department of Transport. And I'll send the minutes through when they arrive.
Thanks for the update, Councillor Tedison. Councillor Mackenzie.
Thank you, Mayor. Wish to report on the Star of the South Community Advisory Group meeting number 23, which was held on November 15, 2023. As the Wellington Shire delegate, I wish to provide an update on the 23rd Community Advisory Group meeting, which was held on Wednesday, November 15 at the Yarram Recreation Reserve, which was well attended both in person and online. Management from Star of the South provided a video of the group's visit to Port Anthony, Barry's Beach, in October, which is looking at the feasibility of the port to operate as a maintenance hub along with a Tura wind farm, and provided additional insight into what it would take to build and manage an offshore wind farm on a scale never seen before. After the video, the Chair presented what the Star of the South team had been doing since the last meeting, with a number of events, presentations, and what's coming up in the near future. So from an events point of view, they've attended the Global Wind Energy Council, Student Job and Skills Expo, Gippsland New Energy Conference, Gippsland EV Expo, Community Renewables Market, Yarram Secondary College, Broadening Horizons, Transform Renewables Energy Expo, School Industry Champions Luncheon, Melbourne Boat Show, the Snapper and Gummy Fishing Competition, Tarwin District Community Lifestyle and Automotive Festival. And they've done presentations to the Mans Beach Improvement Committee, Gippsland Regional Executive Forum, Rodu Club of Sale, TAFE Gippsland Executive Team, Energy and Climate Change Summit, the Victoria Major Projects Conference, Gippsland Grammar School, CEC Offshore Wind Directorate, Latrobe City Farm Ratepayers Association, and what's coming up for Christmas, they'll attend the Gippsland Jobs Expo in Latrobe City, Yarram Agricultural Show, the Middle of Everywhere Christmas Parade. They'll be setting up pop-up stores in the central Gippsland in Sale, the Gippsland Centre in Sale, and the Mid-Valley Shopping Centre. They're also going to visit the Innovation Ocean Impact Organisation and the Energy Infrastructure and Community Engagement Conference. An incredible amount of engagement is performed by the management of Star of the South, and even more amazing, the amount of different renewable events, conferences and interested organisations involved in this new and exciting space. As we know, mid this year, the Minister for Climate Change and Energy of Australia, Chris Bowen, announced that Wellington Shire would be the declared area for Australia's first offshore wind farm from Port Albert to Golden Beach. However, with a significant change being the zone from 5 to 10 kilometres off the coastline, Star of the South, who have nominated Port Albert to Woodside as their offshore wind farm of preference, now need to reinvest in new data. We heard from Adam that this change has required Star of the South to pivot and review past data and new modelling, such as, by reducing the declared area by around 12%, now means that all previous reports require updating. Maximum number of turbines that were assessed will now be reduced from originally 200 to 120. However, the turbines will be bigger. Remodelling of impact studies such as collision risk for birds, underwater noise, coastal processes and construction assumptions. Looking at areas of higher significance and adjusted design and construction approaches. Exploring engineering and design responses such as underground boring in key locations and localised changes to transmission easements. For Star of the South to have the potential of being a proponent to building Australia's first offshore wind farm has not been easy. However, they have always managed to conquer adversity with a professionalism and positivity that sets them apart from others in this space. Star of the South remain engaged with all levels of government, however, more importantly, the community, and congratulate them on taking Victorians on the journey to Australia's first offshore wind farm. The team of Star of the South will be taking a well-deserved rest over Christmas, with the next Community Advisory Group meeting being held on February 7, 2024 in Latrobe Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie, for that update. Item 13.1, Remuneration Committee Minutes. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council note and receive the minutes of the Remuneration Committee meeting held on the 8th of November 2023 as attached, and endorse the actions from the Remuneration Committee meeting held on the 8th of November 2023 as detailed in the attached minutes.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Happy with that, Councillor Tatterson?
No, happy with that, Mayor.
Item 13.2, the Chief Executive Officer's Report, October 2023. Someone to move that, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
Councillor
I'm
Stevens.
happy to move that the Chief Executive Officer's report be received.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. It's always very interesting, I think, to read the Chief Executive Officer's report, because it gives us a snapshot of the diverse range of activities that Council is involved in and all the different people that we have to talk to. So thank you, Mr CEO, for your work on behalf of the Council and your advocacy on behalf of our community and the Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Item 14.1, Assembly of Council Report. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Marr.
I move that Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Councillor records for the period 30th of October 2023 to the 12th of November 2023.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Don't be all shy. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Just to add, Mayor, that this covers off on our councillor meeting on the 8th of November, and there was a Municipal Emergency Management Committee meeting on the 27th of October, which is also covered off in this.
Thank you, Councillor Marr. Item 15.1, Monthly Planning Decisions, September 2023. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Lamar.
I move that Council note the report on recent planning permit trends and planning application determinations between the 1st of September and 30th of September 2023.
And seconded by Councillor Stevens. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of September, there's been 42 decisions or determinations made. When you actually look at the appendix that is attached that outlines the detail of those determinations, we can certainly see that subdivisions are still going along very strongly. So it's certainly nice to see that there's an 8-lot subdivision proposed at Longford, a 5-lot subdivision proposed at the Wellington Park in Sale, 1 to 9 lots at Church Road in Yarram, and 2-lot subdivisions are still certainly strong. And there's one at Coongulla and a couple at Sale. So I would also like to say well done to the planning team. I think we're very lucky. Wellington Shire has a really good team that is working behind the scenes very hard, and I'd ask that Andrew pass on our thanks. Thank you.
Well said, Councillor Marr. Item 16.1, Bennison Drive Tender Award. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the recommendations contained in the attached confidential tender evaluation report of Council meeting agenda for contract 2024-010 Bennison Drive Reconstruction Works, Warwick, and item 2 as written in the agenda.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Before I go back to Councillor Tatterson, I'd like to announce that the successful tenderer was Fulton Hogan Industries Proprietary Limited. Well done. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to note in the report, it does identify that the section of road is beyond the realms of normal maintenance, and it's been determined that this needs reconstructing, and as such the tender was prepared and the works will now commence to repair that road.
Thank you, Councillor Tatterson. Item 17.1, Council Committees and Committees of Management highlights. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Crosley.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council receives the report highlighting activities and achievements of various Council advisory committees and community facilities, committees of management for the period July to October 2023.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Crosley.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to highlight three items on the report. One being the Gippsland Art Gallery Advisory Committee had the presentation of the Arts and Culture Strategy by the consultant. So they're a well-regarded and highly skilled advisory committee, so their input is really important to developing that strategy. Number 2, I'd like to bring to the attention that the Municipal Emergency Management Plan for 2023 to 2026 has been endorsed at the October meeting. These, as you can see by the time frame, they had to be done for those every 3 years. There's quite a significant change, and also adopting and applying learnings from the recent emergencies, events, which are storms, floods, fires, and the pandemic. We had some of those. This is a very important document because it really lays out the responsibilities and the relationships between all of the players in the emergency management and the relationship with the Shire, and it has integrated arrangements for both the planning and the management of such events. So a very important document. And 3 is the Aqua Energy Project Reference Group. This has been for the redevelopment of the new facility, and over that time, as outlined, the sod was turned. The reference group has visited the West Sale pool, which will be the facility used to keep the services of very important of the swim school and swim training, keeping going while the facility is upgraded, and also noted that the Mayor, Ian Byer, Deputy Mayor and myself went and visited those facilities too, and I was pleasantly surprised by the standard, and I'm sure the communities shouldn't be fearful of going out there and using those facilities, because it would really meet our needs over this period. And also bring to the attention, it was also part of the committee's meeting that they really want to make sure that the community is informed about the development. And if I can direct people to go to the redevelopment page of the Aqua Energy, which can be accessed via the front page of the Wellington website, and also via there's a click at the top of the Aqua Energy website, which has got really detailed information, both about the services that at the West Sale pool, but also the continuation and undisrupted services of the gym and the indoor area, and also the outdoor pool will have an increase in its temperature to actually assist the use of the outdoor pool during the redevelopment. So I just thought I'd highlight as that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Crosley. Item 18, further gallery and online comments. Do we have any online comments, Mr CEO?
Yes, we do, Mayor and Councillors. We have one from a Mr Derek Heyman, and this was submitted actually about 10 or so days ago on the 10th, so just after our last council meeting. The question is, when will Wellington Shire join the rest of Gippsland and offer a green bin as the normal part of Shire waste process? Councillors, you'll be aware we've had workshop on this. There's a few matters at play, so we'll provide a response to Mr Heyman along those lines and provide you all with a copy.
Thank you, Mr CEO. And we have no one in the gallery, so I declare the meeting closed at 5:36. Thank you, everyone.